James 2:25. Hamoios dekai raab he porne, uk ex ergon edikaiothè, hupadexamene tous angelus kai hetera hado ekbalusa. Notice this is a question. This is a rhetorical question that has oo or ook in it, so implying that the answer is yes. The author is telling us the answer is yes. Rhetorical questions in Greek that begin with may frequently imply the answer is no. So let's begin here with translation. And likewise also Rahab the prostitute. Was she not shown to be righteous? Was she not proven righteous by works when she welcomed the messengers and sent them out by another way? Okay, and of course the answer is yes. Yes, she was shown to be righteous by that, right? Just as Abraham believed, and yet he was shown to be righteous. He was proven to be righteous by his behavior, by his activities. So also, likewise, Rahab the prostitute is an example of faith in action, faith that shows itself through works, a righteousness which shows itself by works. Let's look at this participle here, hupadexamene. This is an adverbial participle. Usually if a participle does not have an article in front of it, chances are it's going to be an adverbial participle. Same thing with this participle here. And we have translated them as temporal participles. Was she not shown to be righteous when, we're adding in the word when there to introduce those participles, when she welcomed the messengers and when she sent them out by another way. Let's parse this first one. Hupadexamene. Maybe you recognize that potentially is coming from hupadekomai. You may not know hupadekomai. Dekomai means to welcome, and hupadekomai here is essentially synonymous with that, to welcome, to host, to receive in. And when we look at the form in the verse here, you can see ks, you can see how sigma has combined in there. You also see that men morpheme. I tell you, when you see men, right, problem of men in the church being passive, not doing their part, sitting in the middle of the pew, right? When you see that men morpheme, it's probably going to be a middle passive participle morpheme, and this is indeed that. We also see that sigma in there, that alpha. Well, this is going to be an aorist middle participle, It's feminine nominative singular because it's describing Rahab the prostitute, a feminine nominative singular entity in the verse. Let's also just put a little elementary plug in here for a very basic concept. Notice in Greek, when a word begins with a rho in Greek, it has a rough breathing mark. That's just like we dot an I in English. A word in Greek that begins with rho will have a rough breathing mark. That's the only consonant in Greek that takes a breathing mark. And that carries over in some English words, doesn't it? As a silent H. We get the word rhetoric from Greek, and notice how we carry over that silent, that breathing mark as a silent H.